Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we're actually talking about censorship because I'm asking the question, when is censorship a good thing? Now, Twitter's new policy has me wondering this exact thing. This is coming from the Associated Press, and interestingly enough, Twitter's been in the news due to Elon Musk, but this has nothing to do with Mr. Musk. Love him or hate him, this is not his thing. Now, here's what's up. Twitter says that it's no longer going to allow advertisers on its site who deny scientific consensus that climate change is actually real. Now, this is echoing a policy in place at Google. Basically, if you disagree with climate change and you're an advertiser, Twitter will not let you advertise. And I quote the statement basically from this new policy on Friday. Ads shouldn't detract from important conversations about the climate crisis. There was no indication that the change would basically affect that what users post on social media, which along with Facebook has been targeted by groups seeking to promote basically various claims essentially about climate change that go in contradiction to what the science says. Now, this announcement basically coincided with Earth Day, and it came hours before the European Union agreed upon a deal requiring big tech companies to vet their sites more closely for hate speech, disinformation, and other harmful content. In that sense, this probably is falling under that vein in Twitter's eyes under disinformation and or harmful content, depending on how you look at it. Now, Twitter said it would provide more information in the coming months how it plans to provide, and I quote, reliable, authoritative context to the climate conversations that its users engage in, including from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Now, the UN, backed science panel's reports on the causes and effects of climate change provide the basis for international negotiations to curb climate change. The company basically already has a dedicated climate topic on its site and offered what it describes as pre-bunks during last year's UN climate conference to counter misinformation surrounding climate change. Now, what also sparked this one issue specifically was a recent quote, basically, that I read from Mohammed Safa. And before I get to that quote, because, as I read that brief article, from the AP, I think this is obviously very interesting. Science is an always evolving thing. And by virtue of that, we have to have conversations. But if they are born out of, let's say, misinformation or disinformation, meaning a willful intent to deceive someone that, let's say, confirms a confirmation bias, and then that person spreads it, that's obviously not a good thing. Rigorous debate in science is one of those things that we absolutely want. Now, to this quote with Mohammed Safa, and I think this is good food for thought, so I'm going to leave you with that. This is what Mohammed Safa had to say. Now, I don't know him for the record personally. He is a Twitter verified user, which means he's a public individual, but his tweet was turned into a meme, and this is back from 2021. And I think this is interesting. And again, I leave you with this thought, and I quote, "If you are not a scientist and you disagree with scientists about science, it's actually not a disagreement. You're just wrong. Science is not truth. Science is finding the truth. When science changes its opinion, it didn't lie to you, it learned more." And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP, and please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please stay private. Thanks, everyone.